Fight.
Yo, what is up? This is Cap, and this is my lovely host, Lynette, and this is the Cap and Now podcast, episode 7. I like that.
Lucky number 7.
Lucky siete. Hi.
How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
Very pregnant.
Very pregnant. Oh, man.
Oh,
that
okay.
belly. That's a big belly.
It's growing. That's going to be a big boy.
You think so?
Yeah. Janela's long.
Bigger than Janelle? He's going to be bigger than Janelle?
I don't know if he's going to be bigger than Janelle. She was long, but she was skinny for a long time. I mean, she's still kind of flaquita. She's just tall.
Yeah. That's funny. What up, y'all?
Hi.
How you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing swell. Man, Halloween was nuts.
Halloween was cool.
Halloween was crazy. Wow. No, we didn't.
We didn't wow
Nah.
at all. You know, one of my friends was saying that, like, you know, Halloween, like, he called his group of kids like two street quitters or something, like two block quitters or something.
Okay, I get it now.
Like, because they like basically just tapped out, you know, they were all ready to get back to the house and like eat the candy that they had and like play their games or whatever, you know.
That's funny.
But even Jack said the same thing, kind of like they used to run that block like 2 and 3 times. Like they would like go home, change costumes.
That's way different though. Those kids gave up. Those boys Jack and them did not give up.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like it's such a difference, you know.
For sure.
And like even like us, we like just went around half of the little
gated
block.
community.
Yeah.
So on Monday, I'll work till 5.
Every day.
And then Jazzy was bugging us all weekend. Like, yo, can we go trick-or-treating with Leo Miguel?
Well, yeah, because it's our first year in like, I think like 3 years.
3 years, yeah.
That we're not in LA. We're not in El Sereno. We're not in Alhambra. Like, we always kind of like go to good spots, especially like since we've been going to Fremont. Like,
Yeah, no, for sure.
so it's always like a fun thing.
Yeah, it's Halloween in Alhambra / El Sereno is fun if you know the spots. I know we spoke about this
Yeah.
a couple pods ago, but yeah, so she was bugging us. She was like, yo, I want to go with Leo Miguel. And me contemplate, I'm like, maybe we could probably pull it off, you know. 5 o'clock, she gets off. We'll get ready, jump on the carpool and take the carpool all the way down.
You're plotting.
Yeah, I was plotting. I always plot. I'm always plotting in my head. And so yeah, but I don't know. It was just kind of like 5 o'clock hit, and we were just like, damn, like you were already beat from work.
I was that, and yeah, I was just like, and then I already had known that like Val had invited us.
Yeah, there you go.
Like, so he's plotting, but in my head, I'm like, Jazzy kept egging us on. Like, she kept asking all weekend. And like, finally on Sunday, like, I was like, no, like, stop asking. It's not happening.
Yeah.
It's not happening. Because we were at my grandma's house, and I was trying to like talk to my grandma, and like, she was like in my ear, and I'm just like, girl, like, baby's probably like fussing about something, you know. And I was just like, rah.
I used to be like that with my mom though. Like, always wanted to go hang out at Justin's. Like, Mom, I'm gonna go to Justin. No, you're not. No one's taking you. Oh, they're gonna pick me up. No, they're not. They're busy.
That's like Jazzy, because like she's like, oh my God, pick me up. I'm like, they're not coming from El Sereno to come pick you up in Pomona and then turn around. No. Like,
They plot. Those girls plot.
oh, for sure. Like,
Jazzy's always the one like, yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, we'll make it happen.
Yeah, I'm sure they have. Well, they're planning a whole trip to Tokyo.
Oh yeah. That's
So
funny.
you know, anyways, so that's a whole nother pod.
But yeah, so we hung out with the Vandercooks.
Yeah, that was fun.
Halloween was my first year hanging out with them.
Yeah.
Have you ever hung out with them?
I
on
don't
Halloween?
think I've had Halloween with them. We've done like Halloween parties, but I've never done like trick or treating. because the oldest, I mean, ever is 8. So he was a baby when me and you first
Oh
started
yeah, yeah,
dating.
that's
So
true.
like, I didn't go like trick or treating with them because we would always do our own thing, like on the
Yeah,
other side of town.
yeah, that's true.
So, but remember I showed you that video? There's a spot in Pomona that like cracks.
Oh yeah, it looked like El
We gotta
Sereno.
like, yeah, we gotta find it. So,
Yeah,
but yeah, that was fun. And there's a lot of those kids, like the Vandercooks and Val's brother, the Saldanas. Like, there's 9 of them
9 kids. Wow.
between all 3 families.
That's wild. Yeah.
Like,
We walked into the house and the first thing I noticed there is like 2 stacks of pizza and I'm like, yo,
oh
there's like
yeah,
20 fucking pizzas here.
yeah,
And then I looked around, I'm like, oh shit, there's like mad kids running
yeah.
around.
Because Val's brother has 4.
Mm-hmm.
Val has 3.
3, yeah.
And then Jack's brother and his wife have 2. And then we walk in with our 2.
Yeah, that was wild.
Like, you know, so there's
Yeah, it was a
just like
full house.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
a house is big enough, but like, you know, there's just a lot of kids. So when we hit the block, like, there was a lot. Like, I was just thinking, like, being the person, like, passing out the candy,
Yeah.
like, that's a mob of kids coming to your door.
Yeah, but then those people are loving it
Oh, for
because
sure.
if no one's knocking at your door and you got mad candy, you're pissed. You're like, yo, what is going
Yeah,
on,
you
bro?
like
Why
bought all
is
this
it no one
candy.
coming?
Yeah, for sure.
And that's how it was when we were like pre-gaming at the house. Maybe like 3 sets of kids came to the house
Yeah.
within that hour that we were like hanging out before we walked
Yeah,
out.
that's true.
And it was like maybe 4 the most that came up to the door.
There was a mob of kids that came
Yeah.
after, but that I didn't. There was no more like they came in small batches for sure.
Yeah, so even like Jack's mom was like, yo, it's been like super quiet. But I just think overall, everywhere it's been quiet.
Because people are migrating, they're not staying in their neighborhood.
Exactly. They're like going to
They're
to
going
the spots.
to the spots.
Yeah, if
Like,
you know spots.
yeah,
Pretty much.
like that's the difference. And if you don't live in a neighborhood that like gets super like decorates, like people
Yeah.
want to go to the houses that are like decorated,
That go all out.
that go all out.
Yeah,
Like
no, for
even
sure.
on our way home, like you took a little detour because I was like, oh look at that house, and you're like, oh, I gotta show you something.
Yeah, I've been wanting to take you guys.
And so
Haven't seen it.
we went down this, I know, because we don't leave the house when it's dark.
So,
And so we like took a little detour and Jess is like, where are we going? She got all concerned.
oh,
And
Jazz.
so we went to these two houses. Like one of them was a
The
Nightmare Before Christmas
yeah.
theme. That one was
That was
really
cool because
cool.
it was like on the corner of the street, of the main street.
Yeah, that's a main street too.
And they have like a pretty big corner
Lot.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it was like they had a bunch of shit. And I
Yeah,
was
they had
like,
a bunch of blow ups. Like they had like lights on the house. Like they had like a projector, like style lights.
yeah, it was real cool. I passed by it every night, and I'm like, oh, I gotta bring them. I gotta bring them.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But then I remember like as I'm driving to work and I pass that house, I see like this vibrant purple like just coming out of
Like
the
at the
street.
corner of your eye.
Yeah, and like I look and I'm like, oh shit, that place looks like it's popping too.
Yeah.
So then we went, and that
house was
bruh.
It looked really cool, but it was like it wasn't like over the top. It was like
Nah,
simple. I don't know. It wasn't
just-
simple. It was just
you
the
know
way
what
they
it-
had the lights shining on the house.
You know
really
what it
cool.
was? It was the only house that was done up on that block.
Oh, the block was dark, and it was
like pitch black dark.
and that house was like purple,
Yeah.
like super like vibrant purple.
It was dope. What was it though? It was like pirates or something, or
Honestly, I was so fixated on the purple. Like
right?
I couldn't
because
really,
we were
like,
trying to figure out where's the purple lights
coming
from. We're all
we
looking
were.
everywhere. and
We were like,
shit.
where are they? But they're like spotlights on the house. So
Oh man, no, that was a really cool
It was
house.
fun. And then you got your Jason mask.
I did get my Jason mask.
You've been wanting a Michael Myers.
Michael
one.
Myers, $60 mask.
I know, it was pricey.
But
and
I know
was
I
like,
know it's worth it. So I'm pretty sure
I know.
next year. I always say that next year.
next year.
But
They're never on sale.
they're never on sale. But I saw West Side Gun, and he had a Jason mask on, but his was like Python.
It's all fucking
trillion
luxury.
dollar. Yeah, super luxury. So I was like, ooh, that's probably like the next thing that I could probably get. So shout out to Al. She went on Amazon.
He shot the link, but I bought the wrong one, I guess.
Oh yeah, it was all bloody. I just wanted the one with the red V, but
I thought I was like, okay, this is the one that pops. Like I thought that cool. It was like open.
It worked. It worked out. Took some cool pictures outside in our
yard with
the big ass tree
and the swing.
The swing.
Janelle's swing.
Yeah, I posted that picture up, and a lot of people were like, "Dude, you killed it."
Oh, yeah.
I was like, bro, I'm just in all black with the mask on.
And then I'm all like taking a picture through the dirty window.
Oh yeah, but it looked cool.
Yeah,
because once I put it in black and gray, it was like black and white. It looked like super legit.
Yeah, it was a good picture. It was good.
But yeah, so we're with the homies.
Yeah.
We're pre-gaming and
eating. We were eating.
Yeah, we were eating. That's pre-gaming. We weren't drinking.
We weren't drinking.
No. I wasn't drinking. No. But then, so we decided to go out, and it's a gated community.
Yeah.
And so we're like walking down one street, like the main street where they live on, and then we make a right. And I was like, damn, that's it? Like, all right, tight. Like, we're done. Nope. They made another right, and that street went fucking like 2 miles, bro. That was the longest like gated community fucking street I've ever been on ever.
And then it had little side streets, and then Jack was like, "Nah, not this one. This is not a good street."
Yeah.
Like,
and then
he knew.
No, it was dope. It was dope. And then he was telling me like, "This is where we grew up."
Yeah.
You know,
because I asked his mom. I was like, because I know that they've been there for a long time, so I'm like doing the math in my head real quick, and I'm like, they had to have been here when this was like new, because they came in the early 90s.
90s, yeah. Damn.
And you know, nobody was going to Chino in the 90s. I mean, if you were going to Chino in the 90s, it's because you're buying a brand new build, because there was land out there, or just driving through.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Or you're visiting somebody in fucking jail.
Oh shit! I totally forgot about that.
And so,
in jail.
Right? Like,
it's true. So true.
So I was like, Cassie, I'm like, did you guys move here when it was like brand new? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, this was what, like, I was like, what, this was like in the 90s? And she was like, well, she did the math, and she was like, well, Chris was this old, and yeah, it must have been like 91.
Dang, 91.
And I was like, damn. And so like, and then I knew automatically, you know, Jack and Chris literally grew up in there.
Yeah.
And now their kids are like literally growing up in there.
In that house too. Yeah,
you know, tight. And then even Cassie said like, yeah, we're one of the last few original owners. Like, somebody across the street, like her and her ex-husband went to go like talk to him, because he just sold his house.
Oh shit.
And like, he's like an OG in the neighborhood, you know. So like, it's just like crazy to see everything evolve, and like, you think like, dang, it really has been 30 years. Like,
it just hit her when you guys were talking. She's like, oh shit, what the fuck? 30 years.
You know, like, but now her grandkids are running around doing the same trick-or-treating that her boys used to do. And like, her boys used to just like run amok in there.
Yeah, he was saying how they would like do a whole lap of that whole place, go home, switch out costumes, go back, do the whole lap again, and then they're like, now we need more. So then they'll hit a third costume, and then they'll hit the third leg. But by the time they're on the third leg, the people that are passing out candies are already like, yo,
his mom's like, they're probably like, those damn Vandercook boys, like, you know. So, and they had like their little crew, like it was him and like the boys that he grew up with, you know. So like, they would always be running around, I'm sure. And
that's funny,
you know. I just remember being like, I mean, I met Jack when I was in my like early 20s. I was 21 maybe, I was 21 when I met Jack. Or I was still 20. And we used to just like roll up to his mom's house all the time, like let ourselves in. Yeah, always. Like, remember, because I'm like, I always come this way, like I don't know how to come this way. Like, I've been to Jack's hundreds of times. Like, it's just funny, like rolling up, and now it's like us and all of our kids, you know. Like, we would like crash out at Jack's house after like partying and stuff, and like Cassie would be like, as long as you guys are here, you know. Like,
that's funny. So, I remember growing up in a gated community, but I don't remember trick-or-treating in there.
Because you always left and went to the homies.
Probably. And then The only time like I was ever around like a bunch of kids, it was when we was playing basketball. But they weren't even kids; they were all older than me. Like these kids were in high school.
Oh, this
And
is when you lived in
in
Almani?
Almani, yeah.
Oh, that's you said that community reminds you of that
Yeah,
area.
because
Yeah.
that it was like, bro, I could see myself in there like running around with them
Yeah.
and shit. But yeah, so it was like me growing up in those gated communities. Like I don't remember Halloween. The only time I ever went outside was to play basketball and go to the pool
Yeah.
and then just straight home after that. So it was
Yeah.
like I didn't get to like run around with like the kids
Uh-huh.
outside of basketball. It was
Yeah, yeah,
always
yeah.
just
Yeah,
basketball,
just go play and then back
and then
home.
everyone bounces
Yeah.
out. Like no one kicked it outside of basketball.
Oh no, and, like when I would grow up like in apartments or like it always like my mom always lived in like an apartment or a condo. Like we never lived in like a single family home.
Yeah.
Like we never lived in like a house.
Right, right.
You know what I mean? So there was always like just running around. Like you just like run around and get into shit and you're going to other people's houses and like,
Yeah.
you're on your skateboard or you're over skates or like, there used to be like I gotta take you in Jazzy one time, but there's like these little roundabouts like in between like where the condos that my mom lived in.
Right.
And like people would just like chill in other like everyone's like roundabout.
Crazy.
Like every little street in the like community had
Yeah.
one. So
What
like
the
it was like a planter, but there was like the middle was always different and there was like a light pole in the middle of it. And like
And you
people
just
would just
go
like
kick it
go
right
and
there.
kick it right
Wow,
there.
that's dope.
Like and I remember when we moved out of there, I tried to be out like all late. I think I was in like the 8th grade or something. Like my mom came like looking for my ass.
Oh shit.
I was like, "What are you doing?
Oh yeah, that's
You're
for
supposed to be
sure.
home."
That's for sure happened to me. Like,
Like,
staying out, playing basketball, and it's like super dark, and the lights are like orangey yellow.
Yeah.
You know? Oh yeah, for sure. I just hear Jonjo. Yeah, yeah, Sora. Ven para acá. Yeah, vamos. I'm like, fuck, all right, guys, fucking. But nah, that shit was cool. Halloween was dope. Janelle had a good time. Janelle was like,
she was taking it all in. I didn't really take her up to the doors and stuff because
oh,
she
yeah,
was in
yeah.
her stroller, and like her stroller is kind of big, so I just like kept it moving. But she was like looking at all the
Yeah,
kids, and she was
had
having a good time.
She didn't.
Like,
She wasn't fussy at all. She was just like, hi.
yeah.
Bye.
Yeah,
Bye.
she was trying to say hi to all the kids. And like I usually, because her stroller you can like change how it faces, like she can face you or she can face out.
Yeah.
And like I always have her facing me
Facing
when
them.
we go places.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Because like we're at like a
didn't even think
mall or
about
something, and like I want her to be able to like see us.
Yeah. Damn, I didn't
So
think about that.
I faced her out when we were like out walking around, and she was loving it.
loving it, yeah,
because
she
she
was.
was like looking at all the kids. She didn't feel like she was like losing
It
sight.
was funny. The first door that they went to, I was like, "Fuck it!" I had my mask on. I'm gonna go with them, and like I walked up, and I was the last one to get candy, and like I'm right there. I'm like, trick or treat, and like my beard's all sticking out of my mask. It's all like old and gray and shit, and the dude's looking at me like,
This guy.
what? It was a lady.
Oh.
It was a guy and a lady, right? And the lady was like, go ahead, guys, grab two. And I go to the door, and she's like, she fucking just
Gave you one.
She didn't even look to see. She hope he gets fucked up, and just throws that shit in my bag, and I'm like,
Oh, I guess you gotta
yeah,
have Janelle with
this ain't
you.
it. And I thought about it, but then I was like, I don't want to keep like taking her out.
Yeah, no, I know, but I'm just saying like that's your ticket. Like when you're a parent, like you can even not be wearing a costume, and like you're like there with the kid, like trick or treat.
Then that's legit. But I was like, yeah, this isn't gonna work out for me tonight. So luckily it was a Snickers though. So I
Oh
came
yeah,
up right
you
there.
did come out. And you said, "I got a Snickers. That's all I
Okay,
want."
that's all I wanted. Put my bag away.
Jazzy
Trick or
tapped
treat
out. She wasn't going to all the doors.
Yeah, I mean-
And then afterwards, she was like, "I only got a little bit of candy." I'm like, "Because you went to every other
I
house."
know. Yeah, she was trying to be cool with everyone.
Yeah.
she was trying to be cool with us.
Well, she was not only that, but like she doesn't like to have all the little ones around her.
Yeah.
Like she gets all like like
she's about to step on someone.
You know, so she doesn't really fuck with it.
That's funny. But no, that shit was cool. That shit was cool.
Yeah.
I think we walked for like a good hour.
Yeah, we did a good hour.
Like, yeah.
It wasn't bad.
And it was funny because it was like Jack's mom was like, all right, I'm going to take the boys home. You guys could finish up.
Yeah.
And Jack was like, give me y'all bags. If you guys are going to go, give me your bags. Y'all ain't just going to go up in that house and start eating. Nope. He starts grabbing the bags, and then everyone's just kind of like.
And then the boys were like, well, I don't want to go back to the house now if I can't take my candy with me. Yeah. And Jack was like, I knew it. I called it. Yeah. Like, you were going to go and you thought you were going to go back to Nana's house and eat up all the candy. And like, right before we walked in the door, he's like, not today, son.
Oh, shit.
And
then that's when everyone was just kind of like.
Everybody was kind of contemplating. I looked at the clock and I'm like, it's 8. Like.
I gotta go to work.
Joe's gotta go to work. I gotta get this baby home and in bed.
And then everyone was like, all right, let's go. Boo.
All right.
Everyone was just ready to head back to the crib. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, no, that show was fun, man. Shout out to the Vanderkooks, man.
Yeah, it's always a good time with the homies.
And then I had to go to work. But it was funny because I was drinking. I had like 3 beers. Coors. Nothing crazy. But we got home. It was like 8:30-ish.
Yeah, by the time I got home.
And I was like, oh, shit, I got to go to work.
Oh, yeah, you got to leave in like an hour or so.
I didn't get no sleep. I was like...
Yeah, you usually try to take that last
I try to take a nap, a good 2-3 hour nap, but I just, fuck it.
Powered through
it, and I was like, bro, work's going to be easy. It's going to be slow. It's been slow.
Yeah.
Whoop-de-whoop. And I fucking get to work. And that
you know what? And then I told you too. I was like, don't say that because it's gonna be a long night. I'm like, watch it ends up being an 8-hour shift because he hasn't worked an 8-hour shift in
so
months.
Long, yeah. And then I get to work and I just see like stacks of work and I'm like, fucking jinx myself, man. I always do it to myself.
You gotta just keep some things to yourself sometimes.
I came home and I smoked, and I'm thinking, bro, this shouldn't be chill. I got like an hour to like just relax, and I did. We smoked, we chilled, and fuck, dude, I got to work, and I'm like, oh my god, why? And I was pumping myself up, because I wanted to go to the gym after, because I've been on that, And I was like sitting there for like a good hour doing work, and I'm like, bro, I'm not going to the gym. I'm gonna go home and go to sleep. I was just tired. I felt hungover already.
Yeah, for sure.
Like during the Rams game.
Yeah.
Oh man, but I was just
those
so
3 beers
tired.
did you in, and then not having any sleep.
Yeah, oh man. But then came home, and it's like I come home and I'm like I'm about to knock out, and it's like, fuck, I'm up. Like, I could just feel myself being up. You know?
For sure. You can't unwind.
Yeah, that shit sucked.
It's hard to, like, walk through the door and, like, go straight to bed. Like, especially when you come home from work. Like, you want to shower and you want to,
especially after the gym and stuff like that. I'll come home and shower. And then I'll probably, like, snack on something. And then I'll, like, all right, I'm ready to smoke. And I'm hoping, like, I'm going to knock out after I smoke. And it's just, like, I'm up. And I'm like, fuck. And I'm right there like smoking bowl after bowl, and I'm like, bro, come on. Like the other night I was telling you, I was right here and I was dabbing it. I was hitting on the dabs and I could feel my eyes getting heavy. I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm about to knock out. And I just like look up at the computer and boom, I'm up. I'm like, what the fuck? This is like crack. Smoking dab cracks.
No way. Or when you come home and I go to look to see what time it is, and you're like, don't look at the time.
Stop looking at the clock.
I do. Like, I just want to know, like, what time is it?
Yeah,
like,
no, for sure.
How much more like sleep can I get? Honestly.
Yeah, that shit sucks.
Oh.
So that sleep sucks. But so that night I ended up falling asleep like at 4, and then you wake me up. This is Tuesday morning. You wake me up and you're like, hey, real quick. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, oh man,
we're about to walk out the door.
Yeah, and I was like, she's already pregnant. I'm like, what? And she's like, Takeoff died.
Oh yeah, I did. I said, hey, Takeoff from the Migos died.
And that shit fucked me up.
I said, he got shot in Houston. And I walked out the door.
And she just walked out.
Because I was leaving to go get Jazzy. And I, like, just checked my phone real quick. Just to kind of see, like, what time it was and stuff. Man. And I had a... Or maybe I, like, was on Facebook or something. I don't know. Something popped up on my phone. And it was TMZ. And, you know, when TMZ reports it, then it's usually legit.
Yeah. Fuck.
So I was like, oh, shit.
Man,
I gotta tell him real quick.
That shit sucks. If you guys don't know who Takeoff is one of 3 of the Migos, a rap group. Mm-hmm. Considerably, I'm gonna have to go on a limb and say that probably one of the best hip hop groups.
I mean, they're definitely one of the most influential.
Super influential.
They changed an entire like genre of music.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
With their cadences and
no one could do it like that.
Flow and stuff.
No one could do it like neither of them. So, but yeah, we actually got to see them perform.
We did.
Their first album.
We did.
Culture. Bad and Bougie. That was like the song. We had just like.
We went and saw them when we were living in San Bernardino.
In San Bernardino. Okay, so yeah, it was at the observatory. You said. Right?
Yeah, it was at the observatory in Santa Ana.
Man,
so that venue is really like small.
It's super
intimate. Yeah.
Like House of Blues intimate.
Yeah, I mean I've been there like dozens of times.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's always like a decent show because it's always a good view, like where you're at, like if you're in front of the bar, if you're on the floor, if you're upstairs, like it's always pretty good.
We were like at an angle.
We were like over to the side, I remember, but it was fun. Oh, I didn't even go back to look. I have to go back and look into my photo album.
It was for our anniversary, right? That we went to see them.
No, we went for Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. I knew it was something like special. It was a special day. But yeah, that concert was freaking awesome. Like they were so dope. Like they remind me like of a Motown doo-wop group. Like the way that they were like on point without the beat at one point.
Yeah.
And they were just like, oh my God, those fools were killing it. They were so good. And it just sucks, man. It sucks waking up and hearing that someone that you really fuck with.
Yeah, like that you're a fan of. And like, it's been a lot of those.
That tweet was crazy when that guy said, in the past fucking many years, we've lost, and he just named all these rappers, and I'm just like, yo, this shit sucks.
Yeah.
Like the Pop Smoke one was, oh man, Nipsey was bad. Like Jazzy was sitting there watching that with us. And
Nipsey was bad.
And all 3 of us were like crying, bro.
Yeah, that was really hard.
So, man, Draco too. R.I.P. Draco. It just sucks, man. Like, it just sucks to think like I'll be listening to someone and I'll be like, bruh, like tomorrow, like any of these fools could go, bro, on some stupid shit, and it's always been on some stupid shit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
R.I.P. P&B Rock, like all that, man. That it just sucks. It really does suck. Like you don't want to be outside. Everyone's running around like, yeah, I'm outside boys. But on the real, like,
there's nothing outside. We like to be home.
Yeah, for sure.
We're not even like famous, but fuck, like
even if we were shit, we'd be inside still doing the same old things, just shopping online.
I mean, when you're that rich, like they bring it to you.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Like, you know, everything's accessible at that. They were just like it was a dice game.
They were in Houston. It was supposed to be over a dice game. Supposedly, it was his own.
It was friendly fire.
It was his own homie that shot, and I guess
he caught a stray.
He caught a stray, man, and one bullet took him out.
I mean, that's
sucks, man. R.I.P. Takeoff.
That shit's
that shit sucks, man. Lately I've been playing Call of Duty. I've been on the duty. I've been on the duty. Shout out to all the motherfucking husbands and boyfriends that are staying their ass home and playing this shit, and I'm fucking around in the streets. No, I'm just playing, man. Shout out to y'all. But yeah, I've been playing Call of Duty. I love it. It's like, I don't know. It feels good to be playing with homies. Because Vanguard, the Call of Duty before, I wasn't playing with homies.
You were just like, playing with randoms.
I was just running amok. And then now I'm like playing. And it's cool because since I started watching First Smoke of the Day, hey, got that one right. They had an episode with Masonic. And Masonic is a breeder from South Central LA. And I thought his story was real cool.
A cannabis breeder?
A cannabis breeder, yes. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Cannabis breeder.
I was like, does he breed dogs?
And so, yeah, it was cool because he's from South Central. He's Mexican. Cool. To me, awesome. He was funny. And he always wears real cool hip-hop T-shirts. That's what I noticed about him. So, anyways, on his Instagram, he was like, yo, playing Call of Duty today, private lobby. What? Hit him up. He sent me a fucking friend request, and I was like, tight. So I like got to play with like some of the big time growers and breeders in cannabis.
Wow, you're fancy.
And there's a comedian. His name is Frank Castillo. One of those. I don't know if you guys heard of him, but he's like a real big time comedian and shit like that. Like he's all friends with Pauly Shore and does all these little shows. Whoop-de-whoop. But it was cool being in the lobbies with them, playing with them. It felt like I was back in Baldwin Park playing with all the homies at the house and shit. That shit was tight. No, it was cool. And then the other day I played with them again, and fucking the owner from Alien Labs was playing. Let's go.
Oh yeah.
Shot that fool 3 times. Pa, 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 pa. Killed him 3 times, and on the third one, I heard him say, "Shit, cap." And it was cool. So he actually sent me a friend request. That was pretty dope.
You're cool.
So that's my little rant.
My husband's popular.
Oh man, but it's cool. I love it. I love that I'm playing this game. It's real fun, and it got my creative juices flowing for sure.
I mean, you've been on it,
yeah. It started with the Mallows, with those shoes, with the LaMellos. If you guys haven't checked that out, Cap Kicks on YouTube. But yeah, it started with that, and I felt like I caught a good wave.
Yeah.
And I was like putting out videos like every month.
Yeah, every time you would buy a new pair of shoes.
I was going crazy, and those numbers were doing like solid. I think I don't know where they're at right now, but I know it's like 10K plus on like a couple of them. Yeah. And then so yeah, I've just been like in this creative mode. And then the other day I was right here. I was with it was a couple weeks ago when I went to go pick up some Alien Labs and Connected, and I don't know, I was just sitting here and you were like saying something, and I don't know how it came about.
You were like telling me about the weed that you bought.
Oh yeah, I was like, oh, this is like,
you're like telling me all the things, and I was just like, okay.
I get all excited.
Like he geeks out, you know, like in anything that he's like interested in, he like dives.
He's gonna for sure.
All in.
And so yeah, I guess I was telling her about how fire this weed was, and she's like, yo, you just need to record this shit. Yeah. Put it out. And I was like, fuck, I already did it with the Mallows. It's the same shit. Yeah. It's literally the same thing. So yeah, I opened up Cap Smoke on YouTube, and I did the Alien Labs Connected, and that's like at 40 views, but it's cool because it's like all organic. It's like I just put it out. I didn't even like
you just promote it. You're just gonna do what you do. Just like take a camera and turn it on, you know, and like that's literally.
And it's because of you too. You bought me the GoPro.
I did buy him a GoPro.
Like this, literally, like it started with the car.
Yeah, because I got that for your birthday. For you?
For, like, birthday, Father's Day, one of those.
One of those. It was birthday or Father's Day. He had just gotten the BMW. And he was watching all kinds of videos of like people and their BMWs, and then I was like, he just needs a GoPro. Yeah. And so I bought it, and I was like, here, do your thing.
And that should change my life for sure. Again,
we take it all the time.
I take it everywhere. I took it to my cousins, but I just
you didn't pop it out.
Yeah, but no, I've been like on this really cool creative vibe, and just want to say thanks. Thanks for uplifting me.
Anytime.
Giving me the push, because you know me.
You need
we'll be at the mall, and she'll be like, just buy them, and I'll be like, oh, I don't know, maybe.
Because I'm gonna hear about it for like
because when we go back the week after, or 2 weeks after, and they're not there, I'm be like, damn, I should have just bought those shit. And you're like, I told you, and it's true, it's so true. But yeah, so shout out to you, thank you so much.
Shout out to me.
So with that being said, today I went to Jungle Boys for the first time in my life.
Oh yeah, I've
never been to Jungle Boys. I've smoked Jungle Boys before. Wasn't a big fan.
You weren't impressed the first time
around?
Was not
impressed, but I started following them, and I saw that they were dropping this strain. This is an old man strain, a legacy strain, blue cheese. And to me, blue cheese is probably like one of my favorite strains. Something about the smell.
It's like super skunky.
It's like cheesy skunky.
Like feet?
Yeah, probably.
Well, like feet, like Parmesan. I think of like Parmesan.
Oh, man.
I'll never forget my aunt always called it stinky cheese.
Stinky feet?
Like Parmesan cheese. She calls it stinky cheese.
It's not. It's like the Mexican cheese.
That's real stinky cheese.
That strain doesn't smell like that. But I saw that they came out with this strain again, and it's been like years. This strain came from like UK, right? This is a UK strain.
I don't know about these things.
So they grew it. I'm like, bro, I need to get my hands on that. I went today. I took my GoPro. I filmed. It was cool. I didn't film inside, but I got to go.
They don't let you film inside, do they?
I'm sure if you ask someone, if you know someone that knows someone, you'll be able to go in there and get a little B-roll. But other than that, it was a real cool spot. They had a lot of weed. Like a lot of
freaking cultivator
of their own. Yeah, it was like rows and rows. I'm just like, and then they still had a whole side of dabs, and I'm just like, oh god, I can't even go to that. So
no thanks.
It was a lot, but it was cool because the girl, she was real knowledgeable. She knew what the fuck she was like saying. She knew the crosses.
Yeah,
and I'm like, that's dope.
Yeah,
like if you go to a dispensary,
they need to know that stuff.
They need to know that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, well, this is the highest THC percentage because that's what they go by, you know?
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was real good experience. I had real fun. Jungle Boys. So, I bought, 2/8, or I bought 2 packages of some tree. And then they gave me a shattered, like a little thing so I could dab it out of my Puffco. And I was doing this review today, the Jungle Boys review. Yo, I got 2 stoned. I don't know how these
I came home and you were stoned.
I was faded.
I left to go do a few errands, and I came home and like I had gone grocery. Like I went to like 3 stores, and then I came home with groceries, and I thought that you would hear me like bringing things at the door, like because the ring went off on my phone in my purse. Like I heard it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, he'll look on the ring. It'll pop up and he'll see like a bunch of bags like on the door. And I think that's why I forgot to lock the car. And so I like was bringing in stuff, and then I like opened the door. I kind of knew I had left it unlocked, so I opened the door, and then you were like, oh shit. And then you popped up, and like we were in the kitchen, and I was like, undoing the groceries and stuff and starting to put them away. And I just looked at you. You just looked
straight to the fucking.
You look so stoned.
I went straight to the
conchas.
To the conchas. I'm fucking cutting them up in pieces and shit.
I'm like still like taking the groceries out of the bag so we can put them away.
That's the first
and
thing
he like took out the fucking conchas, and it was game over. He was done helping.
My God,
and so he sat there. I mean, they were really good bonds, but
yeah, I was too stoned.
You were like, and then you were just talking to me, and I looked at you, and I was just like, this man is really stoned right now.
I smoked 2 bowls, and then I hit the Puffco, and it was after the Puffco I sat here, and I was like recording. I'm like, blah, 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 blah. And in my head, I'm like, what the fuck are you saying, Cap? And I'm just like, blah, 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 just rambling. And in my head, I'm like, bro.
You're like, you're not making any sense, bro. Like, shut the fuck up.
So then I stopped, and then I'm like, all right, compose myself. I'm about to get this outro real quick, record myself. I didn't even use that part. I just ended up using the original one. But yeah, I got too stoned. That shit was fun, though. That was a good Sunday for me.
I mean, it was a good Sunday.
It was a good Sunday.
I had to do a few things in the morning, and then I got a nap today. That was nice. Thank you.
I got up early because I knew before I fell asleep, I was sitting here at this desk, and I'm like, I'm going to Jungle Boys tomorrow. Like, I'm not fucking gonna be going anywhere else. I'm going to Jungle Boys.
Yeah, because you've been, like, the last couple of weeks, like, you've been very, like, not knowing where you want to go.
Yeah.
Like,
very indecisive.
So, yeah, sure. Indecisive. That's the word. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. So you've been like, where do I want to go? Where do I want to go? Where do I want to go?
I hate that shit.
And I didn't even ask you this weekend. Or, no, I did ask you yesterday.
Yeah.
I said, are you going to go get weed tomorrow? Because I knew that, like, that's usually what you like to do before the week starts.
Yeah, for sure.
And just so I could prepare myself, because we only have one car right now, because my poor Kia is, like, dead.
The fucking clicker don't even work.
Yeah, I went to go get the aux cord out of the car the other day. I'm like, it doesn't even unlock. Yeah. We'll get it fixed next week.
For sure.
It's just, we could do it. We just haven't done it. Yeah. Like, it's just like, I don't know.
It hasn't been an inconvenience yet, but it's gonna be an
inconvenience. Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So, yeah, I went and did what I had to do, and then
I was up early. I was like 6, and then the time changed.
Oh yeah,
time changed. Went back. So if you guys didn't know, time changed.
It is now 8:41.
Yeah, and I saw that they opened at 7. And I'm like, bro, I'm gone. Earlier the better.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Early bird gets the worm.
Early bird. I got plenty of worms today. Well, that sounds kind of weird. No, Pause. But yeah, Jungle Boys was fun, and I got really stoned today, so that was really cool. Yesterday though, we had a little nice evening, the three of us. Me,
wow.
You, and Janelle.
We did have the baby with us, but we attended an adult kickback.
Hey, shout out to my cousin, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to my primo. Jazzy was feeling a little stuffy.
She was a little under the weather. Yeah. She had been saying that one of her friends at school was sick, and that she was out. She wasn't at school.
Got her.
But I don't know if it was just that. I think it was because, like, it was a rainy day this week. And, you know.
And she sleeps with her fan on.
She sleeps with her fan on. She has her fan on, but she also has her air purifier on. So, like, it's like a fucking vacuum in there. Like, she can't keep her. She has to, like, if she doesn't like to always shut her door when she's going to sleep.
Yeah, she always leaves it open, for sure.
And so she has to, like, put her trash can in the door so the door doesn't slam shut, because I told her, I'm like, it's like a vacuum in here. I said, you have like a wind tunnel going on inside of this room. Dude. And so yeah, she was not feeling that great. And so I was like, we had already committed to going. I was making a charcuterie. Like, we couldn't, like, back out, but, like, she also couldn't go and, like,
yeah, because I was thinking
having
about
a good time.
I was thinking about when I was washing the car. I was washing. I'm like, damn, dude, I don't want to show up with Jazzy all stuffy in the nose, and it's gonna be outdoors. I knew it was gonna be outdoors.
Yeah.
And then I was like, so I came home and I, like, mentioned it.
Yeah.
And then she was like, yeah, I'm just gonna stay. Like, trying to be extra sick.
Yeah, because she knew that if she were to stay, then she would be able to, like, you know,
jump on the computer and play.
Jump on the computer undisturbed.
Yeah, so yeah, we went to my cousin. Shout out to my cousin Junior. Drove out to Anaheim.
I know the area.
No traffic. Beautiful.
It was perfect. Like, it was a good drive. Like, Janelle was in a good mood. Yeah. Like, she just had woken up from a nap before we left, so we timed it perfectly. They had it at a good time, and so we I knew like he had told me whereabouts it was, and I kind of had an idea. So it was like, yeah, it shouldn't take us long. I said, it starts at 4. We could leave here right at 4.
Yeah, and that's what we did. Mm-hmm. Got there in a perfect time. It was real cool seeing all of my cousins I haven't seen in a long time. There was a couple aunts, a couple uncles, but
your mom. It's just your mom's side.
This is my mom's side. My mom.
Your mom is the oldest of how many kids?
12, I believe.
There's a lot 12 Diaz and Diaz. Like we're tripping over 3.
3, yeah. No,
I'm like,
that's a bunch.
That's a bunch. That's a lot of babies.
Yeah. So my mom's the oldest.
Yeah.
And then there's twins after my mom. That's kind of
cool. Oh, okay.
So there's twins, and then so yeah.
I mean, when you got that many kids, you're bound to have twins.
But it was the next batch.
Yeah, right after.
That's kind of wild. So yeah, it was cool.
Got went from 1 to 3, real quick.
That shit's
I mean, that's like us. We're going from 1 to 3 within a year.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, so it was cool. My cousin had hit me up. He's like, "Yo, I'm having this get together. It's gonna be like a bunch of the cousins because we haven't seen each other since our grandma passed away." I was like, "All right, yeah, for sure. I'm down to go." And then he's like, "I got a bartender and a taquero."
But it's not a party.
And I was like, all right, yeah, for sure. So then I'm telling Elle, and I'm like, yo, we're going to go to my cousin's house on Saturday. She's like, what is it? And I was like, it's not a party. It's just a get-together, just a couple cousins hanging out. And I was like, he got a bartender and a taquero. And she's like, it's a party.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, it's like an adult kickback. An adult kickback.
I mean,
oh shit! But it was cool, man. Got to hang out. I had some tacos. Those drinks are so.
Yeah,
I'm so mad at myself for not filming. Fuck.
I told you. I was like, you should. I said you should go and film the bar.
Yeah.
I told him, Junior, if you're watching this, we could have had like some little footage right here. I told him.
Fucked up. Yeah, I for sure fucked up. But those drinks were good. It was like
you took one drink and you're like, oh yeah, oh no, that's dangerous. Oh no,
it's tequila, it's squirt. You said it grapefruit is it?
It's like squirt, yeah,
lemons and oranges, all in just like a fucking.
What are those? What are they called?
What they're called. But we were watching those YouTubes, remember?
Yeah.
Like, fucking YouTube. You'll just fall into a crazy rabbit hole.
I mean, we be watching really random stuff, like when we get, like, stumped on what to watch sometimes. For sure. And, like, we were watching, like, Indian street food. Or, like, my favorite is, like, the Korean street food. Yeah, like, the Korean, like, food. Because they're quiet.
Yeah, like, it's like going.
ASMR without, like, the, like... slap I can't
all that bullshit.
No, I can't do that. But it's like if they're like cooking and like you can hear like the
clinks
yeah, like that's fine.
We always go down that rabbit hole videos.
Yeah.
But then we started watching one where they're making those drinks. I forgot what they're called, but they're like in these big ass jugs.
Yeah, they're in these clay pots.
Homegirl fucking gave me one, and I come back and I sit down and we're like this, and I take a drink and I'm like, oh hell no, bro, fuck no. Yeah. And then my cousin, he's like right across from us at another table. He's like, oh, we getting fucked up, huh? We getting fucked up tonight. I'm like, no, bro, I gotta drive.
And then I told his cousin, I was like, it's fine, I'll drive. Like I told him like yesterday I'll drive. I told him when you told me you had a bartender, I'm like, okay, I'll drive home.
I know.
And then Junior was like, she's pregnant, she's not disabled.
Yeah, that's right.
She can drive.
They were taking shots. I was like,
oh yeah, they were coming like around with a tray of shots.
I took like 3 shots. I had like 2 of those drinks. That was cool. I was chill. And then we had the pin, so I was good with the pin. No, man, it was really dope seeing everybody. Hadn't seen a lot of them in a long time, so
it was a cool spot.
And we had Janelle with us.
Yeah.
So my aunts were like, Joey, that's Joey. Everyone said the baby looked like me. I'm like, bro, what the hell?
Okay, so
I'm convinced
for those
now.
that, yes, thank you. So this man here has been saying since my daughter has been born that she only looks like me. And I'm like, no, I am not the only one that thinks so. This child is your twin. Like, she has your lips, she has your nose, like, she has your, like, frown. Like, she's your baby, dude. Like, she's just like Juanita, like me.
Yeah.
But your mom,
My
she's
mom
pretty
is.
Juanita too. So
she's Blanquita.
yeah, so it's like that's where she gets it from, you know? But she has all of her dad's features. And to see him like holding her like at this family party and like all his like cousins and like tias, like, oh my God, like that's Joey's baby.
That's
like
crazy.
She looks just like you. I'm like, thank you. Thank you. Everybody, all of our friends have told him, and he has, like, it took his whole entire family to convince him that, like, this child is his twin. Like, she looks so much like him. And I'm like, dude, she is, like, intense.
And she was the baby. She was the baby of the bunch, right?
Yeah, there was no other babies, huh? All everybody was running. All the other kids were running around. Yeah.
She was just like,
she was just taking it all in. Bye. She was trying to say hi. Everybody that like was walking by, she was trying to like make eye contact with them. Like, she was like, hi. Hi. She was like watching everybody walk by. So,
and then I grabbed her. I went to go show her to my tia Mary. Shout out to my tia Mary. That's who I grew up with. She was like, oh, come here. You know, I'm like messing with her, and Janelle finally gave in. And so my tia's holding her, and my tia's like, are you hungry here? And she's like, started giving like little pieces of a quesadilla. And the next thing you know, fucking Janelle has the whole quesadilla in her hand, yo.
Oh, I have a picture.
She has a whole quesadilla in her hand.
Entire quesadilla.
Like, I'm like, duh.
Yeah.
Yo, it went from getting like little nip, and then
she came back with the whole quesadilla. Like, this little baby was holding it onto it like somebody was gonna snatch it from her. She was just like, this is my quesadilla. Nobody's taking it. She was just like gnawing. Oh yeah, she was like loving it. You know, those tias love to feed babies.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, any tia loves to feed them. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, tias, period, love to feed babies.
Oh, shit, man. But yeah, that shit.
It was fun.
It was fun, man. Shout out to my cousin.
It was a good
Junior,
time.
Man.
Yeah.
It was, and Melly. Shout out to Melly for trying to get everybody fucked up at that point. She's like into a shot. It was funny. I saw you, Melly, when she was like hanging out. And she had that drink, you know, in the little cup, and I just saw her pour a little bit more tequila.
She's like, just a little splash. It was a little too like smooth, right? She needed to like feel it tickle, go down a little bit.
Shit. Shout out to her, man.
Funny.
Shout out to the whole family, man. Thanks again for inviting us.
It was a good time. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, the drinks were good. The tacos were good. The plates warped.
Well, those were not Junior and Emily's plates, though. Yeah, for sure. To be fair, those were the taqueros plates, and the taquero probably paid. They were the cheapest ones for the styrofoam plates.
No, but the tacos were good. Everything was good.
Yeah, it was good.
And then you made a charcuterie, and we didn't take a picture of that shit.
Never. I made one for freaking Jack and Val's too when we went trick or treating. I made 2 charcuteries this week, guys. 2. I'm still doing charcuteries. I just don't take pictures because I'm very bad at it.
What's your charcuterie page on Instagram?
Littlehoneybox.la.
Little Lil.
Mm-hmm.
Honeybox.la.
Yep.
So, right now, PSA. Get in your freaking orders for Thanksgiving.
I'm gonna be busy. I already know.
Christmas and New Year's.
I just don't post.
She's gonna fucking close up shop.
I know.
And then everyone always wants to trickle after, like, oh, can you make me one? And she's like,
I'm like,
yeah, sure, why not?
I'm like scrambling at the last minute. I'm like, I gotta make a Costco
But you're making
run.
like little ones though. You're not making like the cool, big ass ones.
The big ones I make for like family events and stuff. And like I'm totally capable of making them for people. They just once they get the ticket on them, they're like, oh, those are really expensive. I'm like, well, yeah, that's a lot of food, you know? Like,
this ain't no fucking Lunchable and shit.
Yeah, like, you know, I use like organic fruits and I use quality meats and, you know,
like it just... Though. Yeah, no, for sure.
You know, everyth's got a price.
But it was dope, though. The one that you made for their party, really dope.
Yeah, I went and got a tray. It was like a hexagon tray.
And you filled that shit up.
Yeah. Well, in my head, I knew that I wanted to get one with like sides on it.
Yeah.
Because we are going to be traveling with it. So like I didn't want it to like, yeah. So I went to the store like intentionally looking for something that had like sides.
No.
And then I found that one.
You nailed it. You killed it. And everybody was fucking on that
shit. It actually was tore into when we left.
Everybody
I went to kind of check on it just because I wanted to tell Melly that she could keep the board. Like I didn't want her to think that she was gonna have to like give it back or anything. You know,
Tupperware.
No, yeah, I was like, hey, also like I made charcuterie, but the board is for you, like to keep.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, I like to make charcuterie too, so I'm gonna use it. I'm like, okay, go for it. Like,
no, that's dope. It was dope to see that everyone fucking running that shit.
Well, yeah, everybody like people were walking into, and you were.
Yeah,
like,
I was noticing people were like picking at it, like, oh shit, what's this? And they're like, oh damn, they just like putting more on their plate.
Yeah,
that's dope. That's really dope. No, you killed it, babe. Good shit.
Thanks.
Good shit.
Thanks.
That was our Saturday.
Yeah.
Came home, chilled. The baby was fucking. She was tripping.
Well, we came home and she went to sleep pretty quickly.
Real quick.
Like she was tired. She fell asleep on the way home. Mm-hmm. She had a bottle a little bit before we left. So I'm like, okay, she has another bottle in the next like 2 or 3 hours. It'll be fine. So came home, made her bottle, changed her in her jammies.
And she knocked out.
She knocked out. She was fine.
And I was like, party time. Once the baby goes down, oh, we're partying. And then we started watching Elvis.
Well, he was going to play...
I was going to play Call of Duty.
He was going to play Call of Duty. And I was just sitting right here on the sofa. Right here. Mm-hmm. I was just sitting there. And he kept on turning around and talking to me. And I was like trying to figure out what I was going to watch. And I'm like, oh, Elvis. And then he was like, oh, yeah, I want to watch that.
Yeah, because I turned around and I was like, oh, shit, Elvis. And then it said, like, play. And I was like, oh, shit, let's watch that.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to watch
So we ended up watching that. And it was long.
It was like almost
2 hours and 40 minutes or something. 3 hours, yeah. It's a long movie.
It was
good.
On
HBO Max or HBO. It was good.
Very different.
I liked it. I liked the way they shot it. I liked the way they told the story.
The story was crazy. Yeah. We're not going to do any spoilers.
No spoiler alerts for all you Elvis fans out there.
It's crazy, though, like, watching it, and I'm like, yo, Elvis was, like, I could see all that merchandise that man
that guy started started merchandising
because if
him.
you really think about it, like, back in the days,
there was only
Elvis, like merchandise and, like little collectibles, I should say, was Elvis, Betty Boo, Star Wars. Like, to me, those were I saw those three in every fucking house. Every house I went to,
somebody had an Elvis merch.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. And that it would always be pink, for sure. I would see Elvis shit for sure. And then you go to Vegas and that shit's just everywhere.
Just everywhere.
But it was a really good movie. Not gonna lie.
It was good.
Very surprising.
We liked it. We were like halfway in.
Oh, yeah.
And then, we always like take intermissions too. Like, I'll be like, you want popcorn? Or I might get some water. And like, so we'll like pause. We always do it. We'll pause movies and stuff. And so it was one of the times when we had paused it. And then I was like, you want to finish the movie like in the room? Because I just wanted to kind of get more cozy.
And as soon as we walked into the room.
And he went into the restroom.
Oh, yeah.
And
you text me, you're like, shh.
I was like, shh. I texted him the little shh emoji.
I didn't see that, though.
And I was like, shh, she's starting to wake up. Like, be quiet. Because I think you have music on or something on your phone.
I was just watching something.
Yeah. And so he came out of the restroom, and her bedroom door is, like, right there. So she was we were, like, stopped. Like, we were like paused in the hallway, don't move. Like, just to kind of see if like it would ride out, and
nope.
She was like on a good one.
This was the first night though. Like, we've had this.
No, she's like, honestly, knock on wood, like, she's a good sleeper.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, but Jazzy was always a good sleeper too. Like, just get them in a routine, and she knows it's bath time. Yeah. She knows it's like we have a bedtime routine, like, and that helps,
Hell
so
yeah. Gotta have a routine
for sure.
Gots to
early on. So she'll sometimes fight it. She's been getting a little bit more unruly, but like once she's down, she's down. Yeah. Like she's not gonna wake up again. If she does it, she'll have a bottle and she'll go back down and be fine. But she had just had a bottle, so I wasn't gonna give her another one right away.
Yeah.
And so I went and picked her up. She fell asleep. I rocked her. She fell asleep. I don't usually rock her to sleep. She usually goes to sleep by herself, no problem. And I put her down, and she was like right back up.
Dude, she was
like,
up.
She like flipped herself over real quick, and she was like nope. So then,
dude,
I put her down, and then Joe ended up getting her from the room, and I was like, just because we were gonna try to like write it out. Cause sometimes if like let her cry for like, I think like 5 minutes max is like what I usually look at the clock.
Yeah, she'll end up knocking out.
She ends up knocking out. She was not having it last night.
She wasn't.
She was like, nope, like I'm not doing it. And so she came. You went and got her. We were already in the room. I was like, bring her in here, but turn the light off so it's not super bright. And so she came in.
She was just all over the bed.
She was like rolling around the bed. We have a king size bed, so she's like rolling around the bed. She's like in between my legs and crawling all over me. Dude. And she's like in between us, and she's jumping on top of him. And I'm like, yo. And she's like farting.
Yeah.
Like,
no, when you started to rub her stomach.
I started to rub her. She was crying.
Yeah.
And I started to like rub her belly or like rub her back, like in kind of the side of her stomach. And then she laid a big one. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, her tummy hurts. Yeah. Like, that's why she's like that upset right now.
Yeah, she was eating.
Right. Your cousin was like, how do you know she's not the lactose intolerant?
My cousin Emma. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, how do you know she can have that, Mom?
Joey, is it okay for her to eat that? I was like, yeah. She eats cheese all the time.
Yeah. And so she was mad. She was not having it.
Yeah. This was like 11 o'clock already.
Yeah, I was already late for her. She's like 8:30 max. Like, she's like pretty much
she's
out for the night. And she was not happy about it at all. She was like...
And then at one point, like, I had her on my chest and I was rubbing her back and I'm like, oh, bro, she's gonna fall asleep. Thank God. And she just like pops back up and man, she's just everywhere, starts crying, and we're like, yo, I could see it in Al. Al's just like ready to knock out. At any moment, she's gonna knock out.
Yeah.
Whether the kid's still there or not, Al's knocking out. Yeah. I could feel it though.
Yeah.
And like I could feel myself like, oh shit, like I could feel that too, you know? And then finally
I was like, she started to like really chill, like
she was calm.
She was like pretty calm, like on top of me. So I was like, make her a little bottle, like a 4-ounce bottle, and that way it's more soothing for her. Like she drinks the bottle and falls asleep. So I did that. Knocked her down. Body slammed her into her crib.
That's funny. She's all bouncing up and
she got pillows.
That's hilarious.
No, so I put her down in her bed and
she knocked out.
She knocked out.
So then you came back in the room, and as soon as like you turned, you were out.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna be able to like finish like the last few minutes of that movie, but I couldn't, like my shoulder was hurting on this side, so I couldn't like really watch, and so I turned the other way, and I was probably snoring.
She was
within
out.
Minutes.
So then I was like, all right, I turned off the Xbox, and like I laid down, and I closed my eyes, and then I opened them, and I'm like,
I'm awake.
Bro, I was just fucking tired right now with this baby, like holding her, like nodding off myself.
Remember when she was a newborn, you used to be like, I can't hold this baby because she makes me fall asleep. Like every single time,
just have her on my chest.
She would be with him. They would both fall asleep every time.
Quick.
And so he's like, I can't always hold her when she's falling asleep, because
I'll just knock out.
He knocks out too.
And ouch. Ooh. But yeah, that shit was funny. Fucking Oh my god, dude, she was wild.
But she slept.
She slept.
And it was the time change.
And then me thinking like, cool, she's down at 11. That means she's not gonna wake up till 9. Nah.
No, she was up at 7. Yeah.
7.
She was up at 7. She's
so much for sleeping in.
She's a Martinez. She's an early bird for sure. Yeah. She's like up early. She's an early bird.
Oh man, she's wild.
She's about to be a year old.
Oh shit. Tuesday. Right?
Tuesday,
the 8th. Damn, baby girl about to be a year old. She needs to start walking.
She doesn't need to. She doesn't. I know she needs to, but she don't need to. She got me, you, and Jazzy holding her all the time.
All day, every day.
So, and then she gets mad. Oh, she was so mad today because, Jazzy's not feeling good. So I've been kind of like quarantine Jazzy. Like, sorry, you have to like stay in your room, or
can't be picking
up the baby up. You can't be like all up in her face. Like, you just got to keep your distance. And they both hate it. They both are so miserable. Like, Jazzy's mad that she can't pick her up. Janelle's mad that she can't pick her up and she can't go in her room. And she's just like,
it's funny.
That's my sister.
Yeah, poor thing. She's going to be a year old.
You're about to have a year-old daughter.
Wow. Let that sink in.
Yeah, and then you're about to have a son.
Oh, man. Any names yet? Lance.
That's
just kidding. I'm kidding. No names
boy
yet.
Band name.
We're still going through. We're like...
There's not even any contenders.
At all. I've always wanted Wavy, but I know that's not going to go.
No, we're not doing Wavy. Cardi B and Offset stole the wave.
The wave. But yeah, no names yet, but I'm pretty sure we'll get to it soon enough.
I mean, we gotta name him.
We do have to name him. So
my friend said that her son came home without a name.
Fuck, you could do that?
I mean, I guess. Like, you just can't get a social security card.
Our baby's gonna have a fucking Instagram before it has a name. I'm just kidding.
Baby Wavy Martinez.
Oh man, that's wild. Nah. Yeah, the name's a struggle right now, but eventually we'll get to it.
It'll come.
I think that's it.
That's all we got.
An hour, 7 minutes. We did good. It was really good. I'm hoping her mic sounds a lot better.
Oh, because it didn't sound that great last time?
Because we couldn't hear you last.
Maybe I didn't have a lot to say.
Damn. Okay, El Jefe. I got a lot of people showing love on that. That was tight. That was a good clip. But yeah, this is episode 7. This is Cap, Lynette.
Yes, sir.
Capping Out Podcast.
Coming at you.
Coming at you, baby. Next Sunday. See y'all. Peace.
Bye.